Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Porn and Capitalism. On today's episode, I'm actually hanging out at my new house, Frisco, Texas, baby. My roommates are having a good time. But you know what I'm doing? I'm in here making a goddamn podcast because I care, okay? Because it matters. It's important, okay? And, you know, I know last week on the episode I didn't have a porn star of the podcast. I just basically told Michigan to go fuck itself. And now that I'm in Texas, I feel pretty good about that decision. I'll be honest with you. But this week, we got to have a porn star of the podcast. Got to have it. But I want to change things up a little bit, okay? Every week, we got a female porn star of the podcast. I want to change it up and get a male porn star of the podcast. That's right. Because here's the thing, man. I think every week I talk about a woman. I try to glorify a specific woman on every single podcast. This is a very female-forward, feminist podcast. I think that's what I'm going for. But I think it's about time. This is the 20th episode, I think. Okay, we've had 18 women, one with no one. Okay, because I said fuck Michigan. But today I want a man. I want a man on the fucking podcast. I want to have a man with a fucking monster dong to be featured and to be talked about. Hopefully positively, maybe negatively, it depends. And this week's porn star of the podcast, none other than Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy, one of the most legendary porn stars in the history of the game. I did want to look up a little bit about Mr. Ron Jeremy here. He was born in 1953, March 12th, 1953. He's an American pornographic actor, filmmaker, actor, regular actor. A lot of people don't know this. He actually started out in acting. And a stand-up comedian like myself. You can probably go see Ron Jeremy when comedy clubs open near you. If they're not open, sucks to suck. Move to Texas. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I do want to start out real quick. I want to start by reading his Pornhub profile bio because, again, Pornhub has the funniest bios for porn stars. If you're not reading the Pornhub bios, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not using Pornhub properly. You're supposed to jerk off to it, yes, but you're also supposed to learn. Okay, you're supposed to learn a little bit, goddammit. So here we go. Ron Jeremy, get ready to start the famous countdown. 10, 9, 8. Well, you know what happens when you reach number 1. Ron Jeremy's famous countdown to Sploogeville is just one of his signature moves, which has made this schlong master a cult figure and porn icon known across the world. No other dirty, horny uncle figure can masterly control his boner thrusting to come on command better than Mr. J. Well, yeah. It doesn't matter if he's fucking a chunky BBW or the skinniest, hottest piece of teen ass in the biz, Ron the Hedgehog Jeremy's got some serious testicular discipline that always delivers up the goods. That's why no matter how old and grizzled he gets, bitches all gotta try the Rojo package deal at least once. Back in the 70s, though, he was a super mustachioed hunk with a hunk of a trouser meat so long and thick there was never an option for him to try any other profession. Well, he did try acting first, but sure, nowadays he makes more mainstream appearances to capitalize on his star power, but we here at Pornhub will always cherish the good old Jeremy days when chicks would beg to choke on his dong and get impaled on his flesh stick. This once starved theater actor from Queens, New York might never have been the legend he is today if his girlfriend hadn't leaked a pic of his massive dick to Playgirl magazine. The rest, is you all know, is XXX history. Wow, what a description. What a bio. Thank you, Pornhub, for that. Now, let's go back to Wikipedia because I think there are some finer details of his career that may be important to figure out here. Nicknamed the Hedgehog, as we said, he was ranked AVN at number 1 in their top porn stars of all time list. The number 1 porn star of all time, according to AVN. That's pretty, it took me 20 episodes to get to this guy. Why? Because I wanted to talk. I wanted women to get the spotlight. AVN doesn't care about women. They listed a man at number 1. I care. That's why I got this mug. See, I spilled this on my last podcast. But not today. Here we go. Jeremy has also made a number of non-pornographic media appearances and director Scott J. Gill filmed a documentary about him and his legacy called Porn Star, The Legend of Ron Jeremy, which was released in 2001. Now, this is where it gets interesting. More than a dozen women have publicly accused Jeremy of sexual assault over the years. Several of the allegations relate to his appearance at fan conventions. It's not funny. At fan conventions, alleging that he would grope and insert his fingers into attendees without their consent. Ron, come on, man. In June 2020, Jeremy was charged with 4 counts of rape and sexual assault involving 4 women, and in August 2020, he was charged with another 20 counts of either rape or sexual assault over a span of 16 years from 2004 to 2020 that involved 12 women and a 15-year-old girl. In total, Jeremy faces 250 years in prison. Holy fucking shit. Okay, holy shit. Because here's what's hilarious. That's the Wikipedia page right now. What I read from Pornhub is the Pornhub entry right now. Pornhub has not updated shit, okay? Pornhub's not woke. I'm saying cancel Pornhub. I'm not going to because I don't pay for it. But I think you should cancel Pornhub if you're woke because, let's be honest, they are platforming. You can go out and watch Ron Jeremy fuck on Pornhub. And this is a guy who's facing 250 years in jail for rape, okay? And they want to glorify him on Pornhub? I don't stand for that, okay? And I love porn. But I don't love rape, okay? This podcast isn't called Markus Olind Loves Rape and Capitalism. Not the name of the podcast, guys. It's porn and capitalism. When it's art, I like it. When it's not and it's rape, I don't like it. Not a fan of rape. Not a fan, personally, okay? I don't respect rape. I don't think rape is the right way to go about things. But, you know, people do what they do, and I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying cancel Netflix. And Pornhub. My bad. I meant to say Pornhub, but also cancel Netflix. Haven't seen the Andrew Schultz yet. I heard it's good. Got to check it out. Got to steal a Netflix account. I can watch it. I have Netflix now through my roommate/landlord. Here's what I'm going to say. Don't get a Netflix account if you don't have to. If you're out there and you know, you're thinking about, hey, man, you know, I'm a fucking adult. I should get my own Netflix account just to prove to my parents that I don't need their Netflix. Fuck that, okay? Here's how you pitch it to your parents. You say mom and dad or mom and stepdad and mom stepmom. I don't know what your situation is, but here's what you tell them. You say, look, okay, the big companies are already sucking us dry. Why are we going to pay Netflix more money? Okay, you barely watch it, I barely watch it, but together we're paying $30 a month to these motherfuckers because we don't share. Mom and stepdad, let's share. Can we share? Or stepmom and stepmom, I don't know why you would have 2 stepmoms, that'd be weird, but you have 2 stepmoms. Maybe your mom married your stepmom after your dad went gay and she went lesbian. And then your real mom dies and your stepmom takes custody and she marries another woman. So now you have 2 stepmoms. That's how you have 2 stepmoms. See, a lot of people don't even know about that. There are kids out here who have 2 stepmoms, okay, and we don't have free healthcare. What the fuck, people? What is happening? I am confused, okay? I'm genuinely confused. But this is some enlightening shit about Ron Jeremy. I'll be honest. I picked him for Porn Star the podcast because I thought, you know, he'd be an interesting guy to talk about, right? I wanted to have a man on. At some point, I thought it was important to have a man on the podcast. I don't want to go too far in the feminist direction. I do think it's important that men stand up for themselves. Maybe not Ron Jeremy. I think he did a little too much standing and kneeling and fucking fingering. I don't know. Just kind of seems like Ron Jeremy maybe went overboard. And here, you know what's really sad about all of this? They didn't even start investigating Ron Jeremy until he became a stand-up comedian. Once he became a stand-up comic, they're like, this guy's probably raping bitches. Okay? And here's the thing. I think rape happens in the industry, in the porn industry. I think it happens. I think it definitely happens. If you don't think it happens, it happens everywhere, dude. It happens in prison, in the White House. It happens everywhere, okay? And it's happening on porn shoots. And we're just turning a blind eye because we're like, well, it's porn. And then this Ron Jeremy goes out and gives every comedian a bad name. I was recently on a podcast hosted by a Miss Stephanie, and we were talking about Bill Cosby, and I may or may not have defended Bill Cosby. I also said I was rooting for COVID. Okay, I hope people understand that I'm very serious about this. Deadly serious, actually. I want more COVID. I think the answer is more COVID. You fight COVID with COVID. The people who don't get this are idiots. You got to fight COVID with COVID. And I don't think you have to fight rape with rape, but I do think Bill Cosby was set up. Okay? People, I don't remember the specific point I was making, but I was bringing it back to Michael Jackson. I think Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, I think they were all set up. Kobe Bryant set up. R.I.P. They were all set up, okay? I think the CIA tries to tear down black stars when they're at their highest point, or if they can't do that, they try to get enough dirt on them to blackmail them. If you don't think this is happening, you're not paying attention, okay? This is real shit, okay? This is fucking real. This is as real as Ron Jeremy going to jail for 250 years. Dude, imagine if Ron Jeremy goes to jail and he just takes it over because he has the biggest dick in the jail. He just goes into prison and he's like, look, guys, I have the biggest, I know I'm not the biggest guy in here, but I have the biggest cock. I'm running this bitch. Okay, and he lives, through his golden years. Through the golden years, he lives in a prison. He's the man. He's fucking every dude in the fucking prison because he's Ron Jeremy. He's getting ass. Ron Jeremy is not going to go to jail and not have sex. He's Ron Jeremy, okay? He will rape in prison. Actually, I think he might rape more in prison than he did out of prison, unfortunately. I think that may happen. I'm scared of that. I think that's something that the attorney who's prosecuting the case, which I'm sure I could look up, but, I'm going to start looking up more shit once I have my intern, Andrew Lebardet, on the show. Now, we hired him from Real Open Mics of Hollywood. I'm going to try to get him to work on this podcast. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to talk to the kid. And I know I'm saying your name wrong, Andrew Lebardet, but it's French, and I'm German, and I don't respect French as a language. I don't take it seriously. The amount of letters that are not pronounced in French make it difficult for me to take it seriously as a culture. Sorry. I don't. And they're rude. I went to France. They're fucking assholes. And that you're the intern. But I'm sorry. I will work on your name, but I'm not going to say it right. Even once I get it right in my head, I'm not going to say it right. Because that's the point of an intern. An intern is like when you're an open mic comedian, right? When you're coming up, whatever it is that you do, there are levels that you have to go through that are going to suck, that are going to be hard, that are going to be difficult, but you have to persevere through those in order to make it to the next level in whatever you're pursuing. Comedy, porn, doesn't matter what it is, right? If you're Ron Jeremy, there were some sticky situations, no pun intended, that he had to go through to get to the AVN #1 porn star of all time, okay? How he got to the top, I don't know. Maybe he raped his way to the top. Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe Harvey Weinstein made the list, okay? Also, new Eminem is out. I listened to about half the album and then I had to go do stuff. I liked it though. I liked the half that I heard. I want to go listen to the rest of it. I forgot that I had to still make this podcast. I had a bunch of other shit to do today. Long day. Long story short, I'm still here making the podcast. You know why? Because I care, guys. I care. I care about porn. I care about capitalism. I think capitalism may be going by the wayside. That's why I'm in the free Lone Star Republic of Texas, because when Joe Communist Biden takes over, I think Texas is going to be the place to be. Do I think Joe Biden's a communist? No. I don't think he knows how to spell the word communist. Even if he read the Communist Manifesto, there's no way he remembers it. Okay? He's like, someone says Karl Marx to Joe Biden and he's like, who's on first? And you're like, no, I think that's Groucho Marx. And I might not even be right. No, that was, damn it, that's not Groucho Marx. Who the fuck? Who did the who's on first? I'm looking up who's on first. See, this is why I need Andrew. This is why I need my intern. Who's on first? I'm on Pornhub. Who's on first? Come on. This is why I need my intern, because I gotta Google my own shit. Abbott and Costello. See, there it is. You know how much quicker I would have had that if I'd had a fucking intern? You don't got to pay an intern. It's illegal to pay an intern, actually, in America, in Texas. In Texas, the minimum wage is $3. There's a $3 minimum wage. This is the most amazing. They almost got rid of the minimum wage entirely. I'm like, this place gets it, all right? Because I want to be able to get something for $1. You know why you can't? People are always like, why can't you get anything for $1 anymore in America? I remember when I was a kid, you could get things for $1. You know what happened? The minimum wage. Thomas Sowell, read it. Black conservatives, Candace Owens. Come on, people. Get with the fucking program. I'm heated. I'm drinking coffee at midnight. I'm supposed to wake up in the morning, drive to Austin. I don't know what the deal is. You know, sometimes people don't text you back, and you don't know what's going on, but that's okay. My point is, I'm drinking too much coffee for this time of night. Okay, and I want to go to Austin, like I said. I've been in Dallas a week, already sick of it. No, I love Dallas. But the goal, my eyes are on the prize, and it's Joe Rogan's cock, and that's in Austin. So I gotta go. That's where it's at. Dave Chappelle's cock is also down there. I'm kidding. I'm waiting for Amy Schumer's pussy to go down there, but I don't know when that's going to happen because she just shot out a baby. Shout out to her baby, by the way. I don't know the baby's his or her or its name. I don't know the pronouns. I don't even fucking care. I don't know if they got it circumcised or bar mitzvahed or whatever they do in the Schumer family. She's probably a senator already. It's amazing. The dynasties in our world, okay? People don't even realize the political dynasties that exist in our society. People thought that a democracy would get rid of the king and the dynastic powers of his family. No. We got the Kennedys. We got the Rockefellers, man. Did you know there was a Rockefeller vice president? Isn't that fucking nuts? You couldn't have that nowadays, even though we had Trump as president. I'm just saying, it's a wild history. You got the Kennedys, you know, local level. You got different families. The Pelosi's, they used to run Baltimore, right? You know, it's all over the place. But then you come to a place like Texas and you eat a little bit of barbecued chicken and, you know, you see a Longhorn just driving to Walmart. You're driving to Walmart and I look out the window and I see a fucking Longhorn. And I'm like, where the fuck am I? And it's like, well, you're half an hour. You know what's crazy about Dallas? It's too big. They say everything's bigger in Texas. And you're like, okay, well, fuck me. Everything's further away then, too. That's kind of how that works. It's big. Everything is big in Texas. You know why? Because they spread it out. It's too spread out. Can you fucking move this shit together a little bit, Texas? I'm getting sick of it. I'm kidding. I love it down here. I'm very happy down here. I've had a good time. I'm going to be headlining Sprung Comedy Productions on Monday, December 21st. I need to look up the venue. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit high. It happened. Okay, don't ask how. I just smoked a lot of weed. Oh, ho. Let me pull up the flyer, guys, because, you know, here's the thing about plugging your own comedy shows when music is getting played in the background of your podcast, because, you know, nobody respects anybody. Here we go. Let's find the flyer here. Where do we have it? Hey, yo, come on. Comedy. Flyers. Looking for a flyer. Where my motherfucking flyer at, though? You know, this is, again, a great area where I would, if I had an intern right now, Andrew Lebardet, I'm specifically talking to you. And because now I'm just scrolling through a group message because I don't have anyone here for me. My other intern's out being a fucking drunk retard. That's Justin. He's not my intern. He won't like that. He's not going to listen anyway. I know he fucking doesn't listen to this. It's okay. It's only under our label. We did a screening of our show the other day for a friend of ours down here. And we realized that it needs some work. Oh, yeah. And not from any sort of editing standpoint other than the sound, okay? It is just some rough sound going on. And we need to figure that out, okay? Sometimes the sound gets weird. You know, People don't want to. People don't want to admit. Sometimes the sound gets weird, but that's what happens. Okay. I still can't even find the fucking information. Just come to my show. Just come to my fucking show. If you're in the Colony by Frisco, if you're in northern Dallas area, the Colony, come see me. I don't know the name of the venue, but if you want to come, just hit me up. I'll send it to you. I will figure it out. I just can't right now. I'm a little high. Okay, I got a little cotton mouth, and I'll be honest with you, the coffee ain't helping. I went to a very southern home style type restaurant yesterday that served fried chicken and mashed potatoes and some other food as well. And I was wearing this hat, and I like wearing this hat in certain areas because of the looks that I get. Now, it's a very comfortable hat. I love this hat. It's a cheap, it's not real. It's Chinese junk. It's 100% polyester, but when I wear it with this beard, I think a lot of people see me and think I'm a spy. Which is funny because a spy wouldn't dress like this. I am dressed like a straight up imperialist who's just here surveying land. That's what I really am dressed like. And I have no problem with that. I really don't have a problem with that, honestly. I think a lot of people would, and a lot of people give me weird looks. But then you know what I do? I down a bunch of fucking country fried chicken, fried steak, and mashed potatoes with a dark cherry pop, which I have to call soda down here because they are uncultured, and I am cultured, calling it pop. I had to call it pop. And I'll be honest with you, I think when people see me wolf that down, they're like, look, I don't care where he's from, he's one of us now. And I'm not trying to adopt a southern accent at all while I'm here, but it might happen. I'm trying to keep my roots, guys. But the Midwest accent sucks ass. But the southern one is a little more fun. It's a little more fun. It's not a good Texas accent either. My point is, I'm having a good time down here. Had some fun nights at open mics. Some not fun mics at open mics. It happens. But you know what doesn't happen? Lockdowns. Texas don't play that shit, and I like it. I talked to a couple of my friends, a couple influencers, as I think they're referred to nowadays, and they're thinking about moving to Texas. A lot of people think about moving to Texas. It's not just Joe Rogan and me, okay? There's other people too, like my girlfriend and Justin Essemacher. It's just interesting to be down here, and it's interesting to see people from all over, whether it be Michigan or Los Angeles, California, or some of the different areas around the country where the freedom's been taken away. It's been interesting to see how people have reacted. This is something I've pointed out in the past, but there's a reason that East Berlin built the wall and not West Berlin, because people were fleeing East Berlin to go to West Berlin where they had more freedom. Now, I believe we are currently in the midst of a great migration in this country where a large chunk of the population is going to search for freedom, okay? I was telling my girlfriend this on the drive down. I was like, we're on the reverse underground railroad. We're going south for freedom, and we're holding hands, and we laughed at it because it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny driving through Ohio south, like we're going to freedom, reverse underground railroad, which also sounds like a funny sexual position. The reverse underground railroad. That's when you're laying on your back and you eat her ass, okay? It's a disaster, but it's freeing. It's freeing. But yes, so we came down here for freedom, and I am supposed to be back in Michigan. Like I said, I'm supposed to be back there January 21st to the 23rd at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle. I hope those dates happen. I really do. If they don't happen, like I said, the 21st of December, in the Colony, I will give you the venue once I fucking sober up. And then also, it's looking like, I don't want to say for sure, but Wichita, Kansas on January 9th. Still details being worked out on that one as well. And like I said, I will keep you guys up to date on any other shows coming up. And when I say that, it's weird because I'm like, I literally just forgot. I don't even know the venue that I'm headlining on Monday. I don't know, okay? I don't know, guys. I fucked up. You know, it's funny when you smoke some of the weed down here because you think it'll be bad, but then you get it from the right person and you're like, oh, this isn't Texas weed, is it? And they're like, no, we are committing way more crimes. Bringing it in from wherever they bring it from. One of the legal states. One of the 80 billion legal states. California, Colorado, Michigan. Doesn't matter. There's so many now. Massachusetts has it. Oregon, Washington. Come on. Just start listening. It's nuts how many states have legal weed. Especially when you look at it from a medical standpoint. In that sense, really, Texas is behind the times. In a lot of senses. Like also road design. I don't know who designed the roads in Texas, but they deserve to be shot. Okay? Terrible design. But the weed thing, it's funny because you can buy CBD at the gas station. So CBD is legal here. But they don't even have medical THC. It's just funny to me. I hope they get it soon, obviously. I'm rooting for you, Texas. Rooting and tooting for you, okay? But I'm not a voter here yet. I'm working on it, all right? I would like to vote in Texas, but as of now, I'm not. I'm just here for now. I'm working on it. Working on the final details, guys. But my point is, here's the thing. I think Texas, if they legalize weed, that's the ball game, baby. Once America realizes what every broke stoner has realized, if I just sell weed to all my friends, I will be rich. If you just have that realization, America, and start selling weed to every country in the world, we're going to be killing it, guys. We're going to be killing it. And I want to be killing it. But, you got to fucking make it happen. And that takes a little bit of time, like I said. So it's crazy, when I started this podcast, I just want to talk about porn and porn stars. And, now that I've been down in Texas, I've gotten the chance to meet one or more porn stars. And they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. They have rich taste, which I do not. I am a stand-up comedian. I do not have rich taste, but porn stars certainly do. And, it's something where it's like, all right, if you're going to sell your body for sex, you deserve to ball out. I have no problem with that. But if you are just going to try and be the funniest person in a room every night, you're going to be a little harder to make money doing that. I'll be honest with you, because a lot of people think they're the funniest person in the room. Not as many people are trying to fuck on camera. And I'm a supply and demand guy. It's pretty simple economics. Look, okay, I understand economics. I've studied economics. Supply and demand basically explains everything. You really don't even need to go past Econ 102. Once you master the art of micro and macroeconomics, the rest of it is all derivative, really. It's all derivative, okay? And it's all horse shit, and game theory's fun, but the rest of it doesn't really matter. I love shitting on economics. I love economics, but I also studied business, which basically takes economics and says, all right, so that's all theoretical bullshit. How can we manipulate it to get more money? And I love that. I respect. That's what I'm all about, okay? That being said, I think I'm going to drop the price on the koozies. I think I might be selling them for $1, okay? Razor thin margins, make it up on volume. I know that goes entirely against everything I learned from my pricing instructor when I took pricing at the University of Michigan Ross School of Business. I don't remember my professor's name. Very smart lady. I got a good grade in that class. I actually liked that class. One of my favorite classes. Pricing. It's like the whole lesson of that class was never lower your price. Because once you lower price, you set an expectation for your customers that, oh, this is what the price should be. And it's so much harder to raise the price. You're better off holding off and letting the volume be low while the margins are high. You're better off doing that than trying to drop your price to make it up on volume. Because when you drop price, you have to make it up so much more on volume. And I just don't think there's that much demand for koozies. So I think I might keep my price. I might raise the price, actually. I might just raise it. I might sell them for $50. $50 koozies. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply the price from 5 to 50 by 10. I'm going to fucking do it. Okay. You know why? Because I don't care. I want the money, guys. If one idiot buys a $50 koozie, I'm in the money. All right. I only need to sell like 6 of those. Okay. You know how many? 6 of those would be $300. They'd be $30 if I left it at current prices. You know how many I have to fucking sell? I don't know. I have to sell a lot of them. My point is, Never lower your price, only raise it. Markus Olind loves porn and capitalism. No, I'm serious. That was a lesson that I learned, and I because I think about, well, what do I do? Because I want to sell more of them, but y'all ain't buying them. The mugs are selling well, honestly. That's because he keeps drawing on them. Justin is good at art. He's good at art. So I think maybe if I add some value to the koozies, then maybe we're talking. And that's all it is. Again, ladies and gentlemen, with capitalism, it's value exchange. Everybody has value. Capitalism intrinsically sees that. Everybody has value, okay? People try to make it seem like capitalism takes all the value away from people. No. Capitalism says, look, you are a player in the game and you have value and you can create value and you can gather value. You can also spend all your value and be a dumb fucking idiot if you want to, okay? That's on you. That's the beauty of capitalism. But it gives you the default of you have not only intrinsic value, but also the ability to create and just maintain and add value to the system. That's what capitalism is about, people. And with that, I do want to leave you because it's time to go. And I think that's a nice stopping point where we can all realize, you know what? Capitalism is beautiful. And so is porn. Thank you.